Welcome to Cord Cutting Today for February 11th, 2020. This is the show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now and give you my opinion on them. Now, this is my opinion. If you want to learn more about these stories, check out the show notes down below. I'll put a link to each story there so you can read about them for yourself and let us know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. Now, if you're new here, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It helps us out a lot because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. And hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. Well, there is a lot happening in the world of cord cutting, but let's start off with a quick deal. Tableau DVRs are on sale. The 2-tuner Tableau Duo Lite is on sale for $110.03. That's a really good deal for Tableau DVRs. Check that out. Link in the show notes if you want to find that deal and learn more about it. All right, let's jump into the news right now with everything happening. Starting off with T-Mobile and Sprint merger has been approved by a federal judge. There was the lawsuit, so they got approved by the Department of Justice, by the FCC, and more. And now a federal judge has approved the sale. So very good news for T-Mobile and Sprint. This will happen, but this also means that Dish is now going to be the fourth largest wireless phone provider. Part of this deal is they're going to sell Boost Mobile off to Dish, and Dish will now also have rights to access the T-Mobile network going forward. So we'll keep a very close watch on this story, but it's looking like everything has been cleared. I can't see any future hurdles right now that a federal judge has approved it over the objections of some states. So we should be good to go. Now I am interested to see how this plays out. You know, this does make T-Mobile and Sprint a much bigger competitor to Verizon and AT&T. But you also have Dish. Dish not only now owns Boost Mobile, has access to the T-Mobile network for so many years. They've been buying their own spectrum and building their own wireless network. They're very serious about being a serious competitor in 5G wireless here. So 5G home internet maybe someday down the road, 5G wireless right away. So this will be interesting to see how that plays out. Dish, I think they said $10 billion they're going to spend to build a wireless network to compete with the Verizons and the AT&Ts, and now the new T-Mobile, I think is what they're calling this, after the merger. You know me, competition's a good thing. I'm always a big fan of competition. This one's a little mixed bag because you are merging number 3 and 4, but then it does help catapult Dish in. And Dish has always been slightly disruptive in everything they do. So it'll be interesting to see, you got disruptive T-Mobile, you got disruptive Dish, putting pressure on Verizon and putting pressure on AT&T to have to be much more competitive. Could be a good thing for us. I'd love to know what you think. What are your thoughts about this merger? Good, bad, indifferent? I think it's done. Can't imagine at this point a successful attempt to block this merger, especially after the AT&T Time Warner merger went through on appeals. So let me know. Speaking of Dish, the war on IPTV is continuing. You know, yesterday I talked about the efforts to shut down the companies who do payment processing and hosting for IPTV services. Now Dish has won a ruling, a $9.9 million ruling against Easybox IPTV, once again setting a precedent for this. Dish and Ace have been racking up many wins. The arguments that this will probably hold up in court, that this is legal or this is some type of loophole, for now is starting to lose its potential because of the growing number of successful cases here. We'll see how this plays out. Now, Easybox did not defend themselves. So maybe somebody with the willingness and the money to defend themselves will be able to maybe win this. So far, that hasn't proven out yet. Most of these companies have basically had their reserves run dry, or they just decided it'll be in their best interest not to fight it, to pay the fine, maybe try to pocket whatever else they could keep there and go from there. So we're going to be watching this very closely, but I'm interested to see how far this goes. 2019 was kind of the start of the real rapid hardcore fighting back on IPTV. These services that are not necessarily legal, that advertise thousands of channels for like $20. Now we're seeing a even more aggressive effort, we'll call it, to take these down. Where does that end? It's not going to end tomorrow, but it does seem to be a coordinated industry-wide effort to put an end to these services, some of which have more subscribers than legitimate legal services. So keep a close eye on this. There's a thing of in court systems of precedent, and the precedent now is starting to lean way in the favor of companies like Dish and Ace, who are arguing that these IPTV services are not legal. So we'll have to keep a very close watch on that. All right, AT&T TV has a new confirmed launch date. AT&T's employees have been telling people now, and we've heard this a little bit. Originally, we heard that today would be the launch date. We posted last week about, hey, that has been delayed as best we can tell until later the month. Now AT&T has seemingly briefed their employees with a February 27th launch date. Seems like AT&T is trying to give themselves as much time to get this off the ground and still make their February launch date that they promised they would do. My guess is some of that could come down to Roku. The AT&T TV app was pulled from Roku streaming players and Roku TVs over some type of contract dispute. And now AT&T may be hoping that they can get it back on in time for the nationwide rollout. You do need to use a piece of hardware out there, as it's part, I think it's somebody in the industry, not from AT&T, told me that has to do with their contract. They're trying to use the DirecTV contract, requiring you to have a box kind of honor something in that contract. I don't understand it. I'm not a lawyer, but I've heard that reported. But from there, once you have that first free box, you can buy additional boxes or go use Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, assuming the Roku channel comes back. That could be part of it. Roku is so huge. Over half of all streaming players in the United States right now are Roku players. 1 in 3 smart TVs sold in the United States new right now are Roku TVs. Without a Roku app, the success of AT&T TV is severely hindered. So AT&T may be doing their best to try to get a deal reached there. We'll keep a close eye on that. But real quick, what is AT&T TV? It's different than AT&T TV Now. AT&T TV Now is very much like all the other cord-cutting live TV services, if a bit more expensive, where it targets, no contract, no device rentals, that kind of stuff. AT&T TV is basically a streaming version of Uverse or DirecTV, maybe a little bit more like Uverse. Does have a required device. If you get additional devices, there's a fee, or there is a purchase requirement, I should say. You have to buy the box. There is hidden fees. I believe broadcast TV is one of them. There is a 2-year contract, early termination, promotional pricing. For instance, it's only good for the first year, and then the second year the price goes up of your 2-year contract, etc. So it's very much of cable, where AT&T is just saying, let's say cable, everything about cable, put it online, and let's see if that helps them. AT&T has said, hey, this will help us because lower cost of acquisition. We don't have to drive a truck to your home, set it up. It's much cheaper for us to operate AT&T TV versus DirecTV and Uverse. But this is what cord cutters want. I don't know. If I'm dropping DirecTV, if I'm dropping Uverse, I'm going streaming. And I look at things like device rental fees or device fees to buy them, hidden fees, contracts, promotional pricing that expires before the contract's over, and more. Why am I not just going to YouTube TV? I don't think AT&T has sold me, at least, on this. Yeah, the device is kind of nice. It does have a remote where you can type in the channel numbers and then just launch into that particular channel. Past that, there's nothing on that device that makes me jump up and down like, wow, this is better than a Roku, than a Fire TV, or Apple TV. It's Android TV, which isn't bad, but it's a little hobbled. For instance, Hulu's not on it. No Hulu support, for example. So I'm going to keep a close eye on this. I want to know from you what your thoughts are. Are you interested in getting it? If you are not, why? If you are interested in AT&T TV, why? I think one of the things that is going to cause confusion, I'm already seeing it, there's a lot of names out there that are very similar. AT&T TV Now, AT&T Watch TV, AT&T TV. I think that's all going to cause massive confusion within the cord cutting realm, which will probably hurt the service. AT&T better take some notes of what happened to PlayStation Vue when it comes to confusion over brands. Otherwise, they may be next on that. All right, next story up. Redbox is launching a free ad-supported service. We've talked a lot about how the fastest growing segment of cord cutting right now is these free ad-supported services. IMDb TV, Court TV, Weather Nation, Pluto TV, Popcorn Flicks, the list, Film Rise, the list goes on and on. Fire TV News, for example, is another ad-supported service there. Redbox is now launching one, currently on their website. Looks like it'll be rolling out to devices soon. Looks a lot like a Xumo or a Pluto TV. Mostly are live linear channels. Very small catalog. Again, though, first kind of tippy toes in this water, probably following the Vidgo model, or Vudu, excuse me, not Vidgo. Vudu, where they bring you in with some free content, hoping you'll buy additional content through them. I think that's what Redbox is doing in their digital space. Have you played around with the Redbox new free streaming service? Let me know. If you haven't, check out the notes down below. I'll have the full story. Nice catalog of content. One reason to maybe put the Redbox app once it's there on your streaming player. But for now, they're just getting out of the ground. They haven't made an official announcement. They just kind of put it out there for people to use. So we'll watch it. All right, a few more stories real quick. Mike Hopkins, who used to be at Fox, went over and ran Hulu and then took over Sony's entertainment, pictures and movies, is now taking over Amazon Prime Originals. So a little shuffle here. Amazon's investing in some experience here to help them grow their originals. Let me know what you think of that move. And Tubi, speaking of free services, has announced that they're growing faster than ever. Record-setting 25 million active users. So leave me a comment if you use Tubi. Well, that's it for today. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll see you tomorrow. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It really does help. Take care, everybody.